apparently the world is not a wish-granting factory.
Time to put on your PJs and get out the tissues and the pint of Ben & Jerry's. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 saddest romantic movies. For this list, we're taking a look at cinematic love stories that are notorious for making everybody in the audience bawl their eyes out. Since we'll be delving into the tragic nature of these movies, a spoiler alert is in order.
Somebody help us!
Number 10, A Walk to Remember.
I'm scared of not being with you.
This is the first, but certainly not the last film on this list based on a Nicholas Sparks novel. This guy's been creating tearjerkers that make us ugly cry in movie theaters for years. In this coming-of-age romance, bad boy Landon falls for Jamie, the puritanical reverend's daughter, but he finds out that she has a terminal illness.
I'm sick. I have leukemia.
The relationship between these two was every teenage girl's dream, especially as Landon helps Jamie cross off every item on her bucket list. If only every high school boyfriend was as kind-hearted and adorable as this guy, and every romance was as real as this one.
Okay, right now, you're straddling the state line.
Okay.
Number 9, The Way We Were.
You'll never find anyone as good for you as I am, to believe in you as much as I do or love you as much.
Anyone under the age of 30 probably only knows this movie because of the Sex and the City episode that references it.
Oh my God, Hubble! It is so Hubble!
Who's Hubble?
Hubble! Robert Hubble Redford in The Way We Were!
But trust us, it's considered to be a classic for a reason. In this story where total opposites attract, Katie, a radical communist, and Hubble, a preppy wasp, meet in college and reunite years later.
What do you know?
Small world, isn't it?
Anyone who's been in a relationship that's just doomed to fail can relate to this one. Hubble ends up cheating on Katie while she's pregnant with his baby. Not cool, Hubble. And in the end, the two go their separate ways. Pretty much every girl aspires to be as cool as Katie was when she runs into Hubble after they've broken up.
Your girl is lovely, Hubble. Why don't you bring her for a drink when you come?
Number 8, Blue Valentine.
Baby, you made a promise to me, okay? You said for better or worse. You said that.
A word of advice, do not watch this movie with your significant other. The trailer may look cute, but this may be one of the most deeply depressing movies ever made, and it'll make you question whether any relationship can actually work.
What does it even mean?
Oh, what is it?
What does it mean?
Open the door!
What does it mean to be a man?
You're scaring us!
Don't say it!
The story flashes back from past to present, showing both the romantic beginnings of Dean and Cindy's relationship and the thoroughly heartbreaking state of their marriage 5 years later.
I'm so out of love with you. I've got nothing left for you. Nothing. Nothing.
How much could have possibly gone wrong in only 5 years, you ask? You'll have to watch it to find out.
Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do.
I don't know what to do.
Tell me how I should be.
I don't know.
Just tell me. I'll do it.
Number 7, Ghost.
What are you doing?
I couldn't sleep.
Featuring what is hands down the sexiest pottery scene in film, Ghost is undeniably a classic. In this romantic fantasy, Patrick Swayze plays a banker who is very much in love with artist Molly, played by Demi Moore.
I love you. I really love you.
Ditto.
After Swayze's character is murdered, he finds himself trapped as a ghost and realizes that his murder was part of a larger plot, and that Molly is in danger. When it comes to romance between a ghost and non-ghost character, the title of Saddest moment is probably the final scene of the film. That dance was definitely a heartbreaker, but watching Sam walk into the light gets us every time.
I've always loved you.
Ditto.
Number 6, The Bridges of Madison County.
This kind of certainty comes but once in a lifetime.
In what is possibly everyone's mom's favorite movie, an Iowa housewife's life is turned upside down by a brief but passionate affair. Francesca's family is away for the week when National Geographic photographer Robert Kincaid happens upon her home to ask for directions.
Get the distinct feeling that I'm lost.
Are you supposed to be in Iowa?
They end up spending 4 blissful days together, but in the end she makes the responsible choice to stay with her husband. As her children are going through her possessions after her death, they realize that the relationship stayed with her until her dying days.
That must be Robert Kincaid. And that's Mom's medallion.
Watching Francesca almost change her mind and get into the car with Robert is especially excruciating to witness.
And for a split second, the thought crossed my mind that he really didn't want me. That it was easy to walk away.
Number 5. Romeo and Juliet.
Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I never saw true beauty till this night.
The classic tale of star-crossed lovers is adapted for a modern audience by Baz Luhrmann in this film starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. Shakespeare's original dialogue remains, but the setting changes to the fantastical modern city of Verona Beach. Even if you didn't really get it when you read the play in high school, this movie is undeniably romantic.
Romeo. Oh, Romeo. Wherefore art thou Romeo?
To make the tragic ending even more tragic, in this version of the well-known story, rather than waking to find an already dead Romeo, Juliet opens her eyes just in time to see him take his own life. There are plenty of film adaptations of Romeo and Juliet out there, but no one does doomed love affairs quite like Baz.
For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
Number 4. Casablanca.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
Here's looking at you, kid. This Academy Award-winning film is widely considered one of the greatest movies ever made, and one of Hollywood's best love stories.
Kiss me. Kiss me as if it were the last time.
Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman star in this time-honored wartime drama, playing Rick and Ilsa, former lovers reunited in Morocco.
With the whole world crumbling, we picked this time to fall in love.
Even though Ilsa has since gotten married, the two plan to run off together. Casablanca was released in the midst of World War II, when audiences were looking for something uplifting to see at the theater. But unfortunately, there's no happy ending here, as the lovers go their separate ways in the well-known final scene.
He's looking at you, kid.
Number 3. Brokeback Mountain.
Sometimes I miss you so much I can hardly stand it.
We just can't quit these two. This poignant movie tells the story of two men who meet when both are hired to herd sheep in Wyoming in the early 1960s. Things get complicated when they develop a romantic relationship, which, considering the time period, is completely taboo.
You know, it could be like this, just like this always.
Yeah, how do you figure that?
There are a lot of sad moments here, as we see both Jack and Ennis marry women, have children, and try to continue on with their lives. They meet every few years, but know that it would be impossible for them to ever truly be together.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Then why don't you?
We wish they could have gotten the happily ever after they deserved, but no such luck. We'll just sit here rewatching that final scene, quietly sobbing.
Jack, I swear.
Number 2. The Notebook.
Why didn't you write me? Why? It wasn't over for me.
Nicholas Sparks strikes again in what is probably the most well-known of the films based on his books. Although Dear John is another tragic, memorable adaptation, The Notebook has got it all. A timeless plot, a passionate romance, and the Ryan Gosling factor. Love it or hate it, you can't deny that this is a pretty adorable love story.
What am I gonna do in New York?
Be with me?
As much as we relish in watching the scenes featuring young Noah and Allie, the part that moves us the most is when they're in the retirement home, and Allie suddenly remembers that the story Noah has been telling is actually about them. If you don't cry when old Noah cries, then you're most likely some sort of heartless monster.
Somebody help me!
Calm down, get on.
No!
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
I just want to be there when the morning light explodes.
I give you my hand. I give you my love, more precious than money. I give you myself before preaching or law. Will you give me yourself?
Well, where were we?
Well, I was about to tell you where I was born. And, I was born in Boston.
Oh, I can hardly wait for you to grow up.
Well, be patient.
I wanted you. I wanted you desperately, but I didn't mean you wanted me.
It seems we've been at cross purposes, doesn't it?
Falling slowly, eyes that know me, and I can't go back.
Number 1. Titanic.
I'm flying.
As if it could have been any other movie. Titanic is the spectacular, epic romance that all other love stories will be measured up against for years to come.
I'm Jack Dawson.
Rose do it big hitter.
It's got everything a great tragic romance movie needs. Lovers from different social classes, period costumes, life-threatening situations, suicide attempts, steamy car scenes, and a whole lot more. We really would have loved to see Rose and Jack's relationship progress post-sinking, but alas, it wasn't meant to be.
Where to, miss?
To the stars.
We're pretty sure that two people could have fit on that floating door. But regardless, when Rose finally sees Jack again in her dreams, we can't help but shed a tear. We'll never let go either, Jack.
I'll never let go. I promise.
Do you agree with our list?
She did her best to convince me that she was still in love with me. That was all over long ago.
Are there any sad love stories we missed?
Will you do something for me then?
Anything.
Will you marry me?
For more moving top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to MsMojo.